Morning, guys. We are in the Rocky Mountains still. We're going to go in the town of St. Elmo. I think it's St. Elmo, right?
Yep, St. Elmo's. We're going to see the ghost town.
Ghost town. It's an abandoned town. They shut the town down when the railroad pulled the tracks. And they're doing a lot of different work to restore it and to keep it open. And we're going to go check it out. And hopefully we'll be able to show you guys some footage and show you around town a little bit. I think it's going to be kind of cool. We're excited about it.
Can't wait.
All right, let's go check it out. Okay, guys. We are in St. Elmo's.
The old ghost town.
This is the old abandoned ghost town. The railroad pulled the railroad tracks, and then pretty much the last settlers rode the train out of town.
Oh my gosh, Chad, did you see this? It gives a history.
Yeah, this is really cool. One room schoolhouse, church.
Look inside. The old stove. I wonder if that back there was like a jail. It almost looks like a jail.
It could have been at one time.
See how it's got the bars on the...
Pretty cool. If you guys want to check us out, they actually have open house days where you can come Thursday. Well, this is for July 3rd, but apparently they open this up for you. Actually go inside and check it out. Very cool. Here's some of the rest of the town. Now, some of this you've probably seen from other videos, but general store, post office. They still got the wooden plankway. Pretty cool here, just up from the church house and school. Old foundation. This place is littered with like old cook stoves and fireplaces. Some of the old mining equipment, barrels, burn barrels. Place really cool. You can tell this is definitely a mining area. It's just littered with all the stuff and the old antique equipment stuff from mining days. Old wooden wagon, very cool. And the thing about these old fences, they were actually similar to this when this town was thriving, because a lot of horse-drawn buggies and carriages and wagons. This is just one remnants of it. And they would hitch their donkeys and horses to that. It's very cool. Hey, check out what we found. Apparently they made charbroils back in the 1800s. But one of the original log cabins. I love the fact that they are restoring and keeping these buildings up and alive for us to come check out. This is just really cool.
1882.
And 1882 is what it says. And at one point, this had a porch over top of it, because the floor joists for the upper story would serve a purpose for the floor upstairs, and they would typically overhang, and you would have a porch here. So those were dual purpose. I mean, obviously at some point they rotted and they cut them off, but yeah, I love the fact that they're restoring this. This is really cool. The old stone chimney, rough cut lumber, stacked stone. I mean, they carried every bit of this and cut every bit of this out of these woods to build it. This is the Williams house. Apparently he was a shoemaker. Try to get a little light here. 1880. Okay. Trying to walk the dog here at the same time. He is an overload. This would be a porch from back then. Obviously they didn't have the glass, but they'd stack their cord of firewood here and then have a place to get in off the rain and stuff. Keep your snow off of it. But you can't guess what that is. Old house.
She's nervous, Nellie.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, walking down the original path, sidewalk. There's no information on this building. It's just, cedar, lapsed cedar. But this one here is probably one of my favorites. That one, the first one I showed you guys by the charbroil. Obviously the roof's been replaced, but these old hand-hewed logs. Can you imagine how long it took them to cut? I'm trying to get the sun out of here. How long it took to cut and axe these out from these woods around here and drag them down here with your horses and erect a home. Nowadays, we can't hardly get people to work to build a framed house with modern tooling and equipment. It's just impressive how they lived back then. And here's the main street. Got to show you this river. This river is absolutely beautiful. We camped beside this river last night, and this is absolutely gorgeous. There's no better way to sleep tonight. Because Jake is on a scent through here, and there's ground squirrels and chipmunks and gophers, and so if you've got a dog that likes to hunt, just be warned when you come here, because there's all kinds of scents, and then obviously people bringing their dogs and their pets as well. So just be prepared, is all I can say. This is apparently one of the state historical funds, where they're actually coming in and helping pay to restore this, to keep this alive for us. Now look at the state this is in. We got a tropical forest growing inside the house, so it's really cool that they're keeping us alive. I love it. This is the App Pusher building, 1885. And here you can kind of really see the main street feel of the old town. You can imagine all the horses and coming up down through here in the wagons, and the mining equipment coming in and out. All the horses, hotels. Looks like we got more cabins back here in the tree line on the other side of the creek. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is the backdrop of the mountains. I mean, beautiful. So now we're going to walk down. This is the Cash Christ building, established 1882.
Walk. Easy.
Yeah, if they did lap and slat like this, there had to have been a sawmill here close. It's very cool. Heightley Cottage, 1881. They got everything blacked out. Apparently this was a cabin rental at one time. This is a Cash Williams building. Falls in line. You can see that. And that's what I'm talking about. This is really cool. If you can help support this, help support them. Keep these old towns alive. This is the Stark Brothers store and post office. The post office here is actually how they got their name. They were going to name it, I forget the name, Hurricane Pass or Hurricane, but the post office wouldn't let them because there was one in California. And so St. Elmo was a popular book out at the time, and that's actually how they come to the name of St. Elmo, Colorado. Kind of neat little history here. If you're a history buff like I am, this stuff is really cool. There's another one of the state that has given grants, historical preservation groups. Honor one of the locals here that's putting a lot of his sweat and equity into it, just to keep his town alive and keep him going, so people like us can come enjoy it. I can imagine you just seen a lot of this back in the day, just nailed on tin, because they used whatever they could to keep the rain and snow off of them. They were lucky if they had an air gap between the outside and the inside for insulation. Very hard to heat these old homes, so I had to go through a lot of wood. That door has opened and closed on many a day. Look how sloppy that is. It's funny the different things you notice when you're out like this. Here's one of the original log editions. I'm guessing that'd be used for storage.
No. Heel.
Very cool. This is more traditional, but looks a little more modern. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little gopher right there on that little pipe sticking up. Them things are everywhere around here. I don't know if they're chipmunks or what, but there's also a groundhog right there on top of that rock, sitting there watching us. I mean, these things are everywhere here. At least I think it's a ground. That one just jumped down, but just sitting there chilling out, sunning and watching us. That's why I say if you bring your dog here, guys, just be warned. Things are everywhere up here.
Come here. I'm not done looking.
This is the American House Hotel, established 1882.
Come here, buddy. Jake.
I don't know if you can see in or not. Yeah.
Oh, they've got a lot of
Very cool.
stuff in there.
Hope this turns out.
Very neat.
Very cool.
All right, let's go, bud. Come on.
Jake.
Heel. You're losing your privileges.
Again,
You're getting shorter
here's-
and shorter. See, you lost some privilege. You're not listening.
All right, I'm gonna cut it off here and go to the next section. Okay, here's the next section of town. And the backdrop behind it. Yeah, them things are everywhere up here. That's a cool building right here, I like it. St. Elmo's Fire Hose Company, #1. Mountain over here. And this is the Mercantile. This place is supposed to be still open, if I
No,
believe.
the general store.
It's the general store, okay. This is St. Elmo's Mercantile, established 1892.
Oh, look, they got some old, an old sewing machine and look at that old, is that a
See if I can get you
stove?
close. Yeah, an old foot powered sewing machine, old chair,
That's really cool. We just walked away, didn't they?
old potbelly stove.
I think I read like in 1950 when officially became.
Check out this old stove, guys. That is cool. All right, so continue on down Broad Boardwalk. I don't have information on this building, but it's old nonetheless. The old skeleton key. Well, those are always cool.
And here's a general store card.
All right, so St. Elmo swag. Pick up your swag. Help support them.
I'll go
St. Elmo
first to the
General
west
Store.
one. Says no doubt. Good morning.
Apparently they're feeding them.
Mom, they're right here.
This is all cool. This is the mining stuff. If you see it, a mining pan, pyrite, gold. Again. Thankfully, through state grants and different organizations, the State Historical Fund are providing grants and money to keep this town restored and open for the public to drive through and enjoy. There's actually an open general store. You'll see a video of the outside of it. The owners asked me not to show anything from the inside, so I'm going to respect that. They're a super great couple, and if you ever come to St. Elmo's, make sure you stop in, say hello. They're a super great couple, and help support them.
There are a total of 43 buildings still remaining in the town. Originally, they wanted to call it Forest City.
Yeah, originally I wanted to call it Forest City, but the post office wouldn't allow them to because there was the Forest City in California. So St. Elmo was a very popular book at the time, back in the 1800s apparently, and that's what the town decided to go ahead and name themselves. So that's how St. Elmo name was created, from a very popular book. So we're just kind of doing a drive through here, so you can kind of see it from this view, because my camera phone, the lens flare on it was pretty intense, so I'm gonna try to use as much of that footage as I can. And obviously this here is going, if it turns out better, we'll show you some of this as too. But the schoolhouse off to the left, guys, is really cool. It's a schoolhouse church. They have it set up exactly how it was back then, and they actually do open houses where you can come in and see the inside. And you can see the old staircase boardwalk here off to the right. And obviously all this has been restored. But
can you imagine as a woman walking in your high heel boots on those
and long dresses,
boardwalks with those long dresses, and not getting caught in the boards?
Yeah.
Well, Chad, I'm sure you can't imagine it, but you know.
Oh, hey,
I'm just saying, us women.
Yeah, I really don't want to go find out either, so I'm just throwing it out there.
I don't know that we could find you a pair of high heel boots.
But the fence here is really too cool to the two guys. The fences like this were similar back in the 1800s, and a lot of that was because of horses, buggies, wagons. You know, when settlers would come into town, they would bring their ore and stuff in to sell, or come in to get supplies. You know, they would hitch their horse to the fence, and they'd park their stuff out outside and go in and get what they need, and then they'd head back home. Sometimes they just rode the horse, and sometimes they had to pull the wagon. So it's really cool to see this stuff, kind of how it was. Really cool. So we're going to take off from here. We're going to head up Tincup Pass, and we're going to stop in a couple minutes there. I think it's called Glass Lake, and we'll check that out for a minute, and then we're going to proceed on over towards Cinnamon Pass, and we'll show you guys what we see. Not recording everything, obviously, but you know, the highlights and the really cool stuff.
I don't think we have enough memory on any of our cameras to record everything that we've done.
No, we're on day 3, and yeah, it's been a lot of videos, a lot of footage. That's okay. That's what we're out here for. We're out here having fun, vacation, absolutely having a blast, and bringing you guys along. So this is like the quarters and stuff where people actually live. These are the old houses across on the other side of the river. A lot of log cabins and stuff up there, you see. Some of them look to be still being used, or at least open for tours during different times. But yeah, you see people are actually living here still. So yeah, that's very cool. I love it. So guys, this begins Tincup Pass, and let's get up through here and we'll see what we see.